So before we go exploring Longlight, once again, let's go check in with Judith to see how she and Yume are doing, shall we? So they're both all fine and dandy, so let's just leave them to it, shall we? Now how the hell do I get out? I can't believe that bloody happened to me, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yay. But looks like we have ourselves another sub-event or blue exclamation marker, so let's go and see what happens, shall we? At the hot springs.
Okay, looks like no one's around. I knew the best time to shoot for would be right after dinner. I'll really be in for it if Aaron finds me, so I'll make this a short dip. I did only just take a shower. Hopefully a quick wash is good enough before going in. I can barely see a thing. There's so much steam. It really is curious how the oxidation of sulfur can come out so thick. As I recall, it has a positive effect on the skin and soothes chronic pain. Maybe I should convince Gran and Essie to come.
Huh? What? Van?
Okay, so judging by the map, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to safely assume that the blue exclamation marker at the main entrance has something. Yep, it was a continuation of the sub-event that we just undertook at the hot springs. There goes Catra. And so with that all done and dusted, it is now time to continue our exploration out into Longlai as van only. Okay, and judging by the mini-map once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the top right-hand corner, we have ourselves 2 blue exclamation markers and 1 red exclamation marker. So let's head on over to the first blue exclamation marker, shall we, to see what exactly shall happen here. And here we are. We'll try and solve the mystery of who exactly that individual was that just walked past after we checked out the next blue exclamation marker or sub-event, and it is at the Bracer Guild. If we are in the same general area, we'll keep an eye out for that missing bracer. But welcome back everybody to another episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials Through Daybreak series. I'm Shadowstar91, and next up on our agenda, we're heading over to the next blue exclamation marker. And where the hell is she going now then, I wonder? This is just getting weirder and weirder. Okay then, so we're down to 1 blue exclamation marker, or sub-event. Okay. Is she in here? Where the hell did she go? I wonder where the hell did she go. Hope we can catch up with her. How the actual heck did she get down there? Oy, oy, oy. But we might as well go and see if we can catch up with her just to introduce ourselves, and hopefully we will be able to get a general idea of who she actually is, ladies and gentlemen. However, we will be doing that after we've headed over to the green exclamation marker to see if we can actually find this so-called missing bracer and help out the Bracer Guild a little bit.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Yeah, but hopefully we can stop that newbie bracer from doing something stupid. Okay, so our first green exclamation marker is at the halfway point. But what the actual hell is that newbie even doing all the way out here by themselves? Hopefully we will be able to catch up with them and drag them back to the Bracer Guild to get some answers out of them. And before I forget, if anybody has missed any other of my The Legend of Heroes Trials through Daybreak episodes, ladies and gentlemen, never fear, I have got you covered, because I will leave the playlist link in the video description down below for your viewing pleasure, so make sure you check that out when you get the chance to catch up on any of the action that you might have missed along the way, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just glad that we don't have to deal with any monsters that we along this pathway like we had to do when we had to go and find Judith up at the waterfall. Alright, we're approaching our first checkpoint, so let's see what happens now, shall we? You don't need to tell me twice, and Gray sounds like this franchise's version of Virgil from Devil May Cry. All he wants is power. More power. But again, I am definitely glad that we don't have to deal with any of the creatures along the pathway. We only have to deal with the creatures that appear at each of the green exclamation markers along the way. And speaking of which, our next one is right about now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that stupid newbie. We have got to put the pedal to the metal. Thankfully, we don't have far to go. And good thing I collected all the treasure chests along the pathway beforehand. So that is one less thing for us to worry about. And thankfully, I'm still at full health and I have a decent amount of energy and crash points, but just in case. That takes care of that. So let's go and rescue this newbie before he gets himself killed, shall we?
take you on.
Oh, great. My craving for fish has gone through the roof again.
You'll pay
But
for that.
I'm just glad that it's just one creature that we have to deal with and not a whole bunch. A one hit, a KO. That is how you do that.
That takes care of that.
Reward deposited.
I'm quite surprised that a junior bracer went behind the backs of his superiors at the main HQ of the Bracer Guild. Wow. I literally I'm speechless. But let's get back on track with the blue exclamation marker that we put on the back burner for now. Let's go see if we can find that mystery individual to see if we can actually get a read on her and hopefully narrow down her identity, shall we? And speaking of which, let's see what happens now, shall we?
Breeze. I had merely hoped for a light break, but I feel almost spoiled with how pleasant this has been. Out for a little stroll, handsome? You strike me as a tourist. From the capital, perhaps? Oh, quite sadly, it's just me, myself, and I this time. I must admit to being a touch lonely without my oh-so-naughty superior and rambunctious coworker. I have an idea. Won't you be my arm candy instead? Goodness me, my hopes have been dashed. Well then, have a delightful night, and may you not end up a plaything for anything too nasty.
Now's probably as good a time as any to head over.
Yeah, it's probably best if we do put... deducing the identity of that individual on the back burner, but I will say that her voice sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on where we've actually heard it before. But let's just worry about that for another time. Let's head on over to the red exclamation marker and continue on with the main story quest, shall we? And here's hoping that we can actually complete it without too much of a hassle.
Who could have business here this late at night?
Oh, I can't believe you actually came. How do you... Oh, you're with them, aren't you?
What are you doing, Van? We happened to notice you looking over this way earlier today.
You mentioned how you lived in Long Lai 5 years ago, so we thought this might be where.
That, or maybe you'd taken a page out of that dumb race car driver's book and this was your local girl's place.
Oh, on the contrary, by all means, come in.
Please, stay inside, sir.
No need to be so on guard around them, Cody. They're acquaintances of your sisters, as you very well know. They're also highly regarded by Prince Sharid, Fawn, and Professor Hamilton. I think we can at least afford to trust them as much as the guild does, hmm?
I suppose so.
Aha! A love of surprises seems to be part of the job description, looking back through the ages. The current occupier of my old job is no exception. Still, if not everyone is aware of who I am, then I'd best get to introducing myself. My name is Samuel Rocksmith. I am the previous president of the Republic. It's a pleasure to meet you all, Arkwright Solutions. So he is the Roaring Lion's unofficial student. The Spriggan who serves as a bridge between light and darkness. What a fascinating young man. I'm interested in everyone with him, too. including her, naturally.
He's not my direct superior if that's what you're thinking, even if he has helped me in my work. While my sister and I at least have some things in common with Chief Ruron, we don't see eye to eye with your friend on very fundamental issues.
I'm calling on behalf of Elzheim's Crown Prince Sharid, the Basel Institute of Sciences Professor Hamilton, the Kowloon Group's Fan Lu, and one other individual, whose name I will not disclose, to extend you an invitation.
You are absolutely right. I didn't bring you here to hire you for anything. That said, I'm well aware of the good work you've been doing all over the country. Whether it was in Cray, Longport, Tharbad, or Basel. As you know, all of those surface incidents were caused by Almada. But I believe there are deeper issues they share at their core. It's been 2 years since the war ended. The unprecedented prosperity our country has been blessed with has pushed the problems we have always had into the background. However, they never went away, and their effects are starting to be felt once more. Worrying, yes, but all of that was also what led me to want to meet with you. We live in highly turbulent times, with countless forces of light and darkness at work in this young republic. But we have you, a group like no other, not heroes of justice like the Guild, nor the CID, who maintains balance on the government's behalf. You work alongside groups on both sides of the moral spectrum, while having your own distinct style all the same. And I can only hope that you will be a powerful force in carving a future for our country.
You're even craftier than I'd heard.
Though it is motivating to have all of that said about you.
I don't know how much I'll be able to help, but I'm here for whatever you need.
As someone who lives and works in this country, I want it to be a peaceful and prosperous one.
Everyone.
Can't help but feel like you're thinking a little too highly of us. But this is one connection I'd wager is well worth having, even if it might bite us back one day.
I'm glad you feel that way. I can see I was right to invite you here after all.
I hope we can have a long and fruitful relationship, Mr. President. We're more than happy to take on jobs for you, providing you bring them in through the back door. And so long as the pay and profile fit our standards, of course.
I am delighted to hear that. May this partnership serve us well, Van Arkride. All that said, you just leave the burden of politics to us adults for now. I would rather you keep your focus on what you want to achieve.
And I will. Thank you, Mr. President. An enemy attack. No. What do we have here? A paranormal being? Oh, but there's more at work here than that.
I can't find her anywhere. Maybe she's gone into the boys' room?
I don't see her.
We heard what's going on. She hasn't been in our room either.
Nor is she anywhere in the communal area.
I'll check just in case. Yume hasn't been in your room, has she? She was supposed to be sleeping with us, but when we woke up, she was nowhere to be found.
However, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring today's episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials through Daybreak to a close. I really do hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please do myself a favor. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, along with the bell so you can receive notifications whenever I upload anything new to my channel. So join me next time, everybody, to hopefully we can get some of the questions that appeared in this episode answered. So until then, I've been Shadowstar91. Stay safe out there, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials through Daybreak. Bye-bye.